Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Investing Bros. This is the morning news update where we talk about everything crypto, macroeconomy, stock market, and we look at some charts so that you are ready for your day. Whether you're trading today or you just want to stay up to date on all of the information happening to protect your investments, you have found the right channel. Make sure you smash that like button first. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. We're going to jump in today and cover a lot of things happening. Let's start off with a little economic update because there are some important details coming out this morning. Now, you guys are probably watching this already at 9 o'clock. T-Shroom, if you go to my chart here, we today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be getting durable goods order coming in. Previously low, it was negative 5.2%. While we're still going to be negative expectation-wise, it looks like we should be moving in the right direction. So keep your eyes on that. Also, make sure to look out tomorrow. We'll be talking about the GDP growth rate quarter over quarter. Moving on here, we're still expecting at this point that November, we're about a month away or so, about 35 days, we're looking like we're going to get another pause. Now, of course, right now it's really hot to talk about the concept that a lot of people believe we're going to be raising interest rates even more. Well, CME Group, they are not predicting that at this time, so we'll keep you updated on that. Bitcoin's Fear and Greed Index coming in at 44, a little bit low, and Bitcoin is rallying as we're making this video. So we're going to talk about that in the chart section here in just a little bit. But the biggest mover of the day, and I don't know if it's because I talked about it yesterday over on Discover Crypto, but Terra Classic, a lot of you guys know Terra Luna, they've rebranded. They're up today 8.9%. A little bit ago, they were actually up over 10%, up 14% in the last 7 days. What is making them go so high? We're going to have to look into that on a different episode. But big mover, Maker is also up over 8.5%. Some big movers for sure. With that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to T-Shroom for some news updates, and we'll finish out the update this morning with some TA.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Well, before we get into the stories, I just want to bring to you guys' attention tonight. Crypto Archie will be on our X Spaces at 5:45 is when we go live on X Spaces. We make it happen. We talk about everything that's been going on in the market. You can find us at this handle here, Investing Bros, on formerly Twitter, now X Spaces, x.com. But moving into the stories, Tim, police have held now boss of troubled developer, Chinese Evergrande company. I don't know if you remember Evergrande being in the headlines, but now they're back in. Evergrande's enormous debt. The firm estimated its $328 billion at the end of June has contributed to the country's deepening property crises. Yes, it has. The company's property arm this week missed a key bond payment. Not good. And Chinese financial website Coxen reported that former executives at the firm have been detained. Not good. The 65-year-old chairman was once China's richest man, so they've now arrested one of the richest men in China in affiliation with the real estate market, going in a direction you don't want it to. And that's the Chinese news there. Things getting a little bit worse, slipping into that bearish sentiment a little more. But here in the Cardano world, things are getting a little better. Cardano records major upshoot in this crucial metric. Let's see what that metric is. The data from Into the Block showed that Cardano has seen a 60.52 jump in this particular metric overnight with a record 42,000 addresses registered. That's quite a bit. So
yes, this is active users address, active address users, I think is what it's talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's very bullish for Cardano. Things are moving in the right direction over there. Binance quits Russia with a sale to a local business, Comex. So Binance going ahead and calling it quits there for Russia. SEC moves to delay decision on ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF into next year. Not a huge shocker there, guys. But then also lawmakers urge the SEC chair Gensler to adopt spot Bitcoin immediately. So will that be enough pressure from Congress? I don't know. What do you think, Tim? Do you think it's going to be enough?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have opinions. If you guys want to hear more about that, that will absolutely be one of the discussions we have in our 4 p.m. live show, Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys come join us for that. But do we have any other news?
We do. The Hollywood writers' strikes are
Oh,
over following successful agreement negotiations. Is that a good or a bad thing? Let us know in the comments. What do you think?
yeah.
Or do you want to have shows that are written by AI? Let us know. Let us know. U.S. Federal Reserve Bank says stablecoins could become a source of financial instability. Well,
Mhm.
I could tell you a source of financial instability, and it's this right here, the United States Federal Reserve. Well, Tim, that's going to wrap out our stories. We've had a lot of good ones. You notice on our screen, decrypted.tax. Decrypted.tax is a tax service that you can use if you trade crypto, if you hold crypto, right? And they can do everything. They can do
Mhm.
everything for you. If you have just a regular 401k, a regular W 2, and you need to get all that sorted out for the tax season, don't wait. Don't put it off. Sign up now. Go over to decrypted.tax to get all that going and tell Ernest that we sent you. We love Ernest. Ernest is a great guy.
Boom. Well, let's cover the TA and we'll wrap out today's news update. Go ahead and go to my screen here, T-Shrew. Excuse me. Uh,
Delicious.
Bitcoin, as we are shooting this video, is rallying right now up to a level that, again, we talked about earlier this week that could happen. I didn't think it would happen this fast, but we're up all the way, just rejected off a former support and resistance level. 26,800 is where we just were. Of course, many of you know who have been watching the channel or watching crypto content in general. This Friday, we have an options expiry where 26,500 is going to be very important. And we told you at the beginning of this week, watch Bitcoin hover close to this line, maybe get it back up above it. But ultimately, you're going to see a lot of almost like a magnetism pulling Bitcoin up or back down to this level. Also, kind of zooming out, going to the daily chart. The other thing that we're keeping an eye on here is we have a falling level of resistance that has been held up. Zooming back in, when you look at that line, do not be surprised, even if we get maybe a little bit more of a push and we reject on this falling red line. If the bulls are able to break above this line and hold it, that could be actually very bullish. There's a lot of reasons why I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm open to all possibilities. Taking a look at some oscillators, 4-hour chart, you are seeing the RSI with a massive histogram, but is getting into the category of being a little overextended. However, on the hourly chart, as we're speaking, we're not necessarily sitting in a spot that's saying we have to reverse at this second. Hourly chart, a little bit different. While we are getting some high volume, you are going to see the oscillators flashing that we're a little overextended. We're getting up into a reversal band. So keep your eyes on Bitcoin today. We have a little bit of room for some wiggle here with Bitcoin price the rest of the day, but I do think we're kind of coming up into some strong levels of resistance there. Let's take a quick look at what's happening with Ethereum. Now, we have been drawing a couple different levels we thought that Ethereum and others could get to. We are seeing Ethereum get to the top range of a Fibonacci level we discussed. And again, on the hourly chart, lots of overstretching happening, a lot of overbought signals are flashing. We're getting up here to the top of this wave. Remember, Ethereum also has an options expiry on Friday up here towards 1650. That's 1,650. We're not quite there just yet, but I don't know. I think there's maybe an outside chance momentum could continue and maybe we see a touch of that level. But again, I'm really expecting both Ethereum and Bitcoin to be below their key levels this Friday. And I think that something bearish is going to happen. But for now, we are seeing Ethereum looking kind of decent here. On the 4-hour chart, it's a little bit different than Bitcoin. Even though we're not getting any flashes, we are now officially overextended even on the 4-hour chart for Ethereum as we're getting up to these levels of resistance. So definitely continue to keep your eyes on that today. We'll cover that in today's live show as well later on this afternoon. Cardano is bullish this morning, guys, rallying up, but there is a formation brought to our attention by one of our community members. By the way, again, we have a free Discord where people are always talking about crypto, always talking about news. So this was actually brought to our attention. We are in a broadening wedge pattern right now on Cardano. Now, traditionally, when you move bearish into this pattern, more often than not, you move bearish out of it as well. And you guys know on a longer time frame, we are still expecting potentially 18 to maybe even all the way down to 14-cent Cardano. This formation would make sense, as you can see, as you kind of break into it, you bounce between these levels and then you usually break to the downside. But I am going to keep my eyes, T-Shroom, on if we're able to break through this resistance, because sometimes in this formation, it does break in the opposite direction and move to the upside. Well, we're looking at some levels here that also could be very interesting for Cardano. due to Fibonacci levels, maybe getting back up here above 25 cents somewhere in this zone. But do not be surprised to see a rejection coming in. Again, 4-hour chart, not screaming overextended, so it could have some room there. Hourly chart, let's take a look what it's saying. It's nowhere near as overextended as we're seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, so the hourly chart on Cardano, maybe we get a little bit of a push up into this zone with a wick. But if we wick up here and come back down, I'm not necessarily going to count that as breaking through our level of resistance. Let's close some candles above that level. Last one I want to take a look at this morning, XRP. And I only want to show what's going on the daily chart because this is something that you're going to see if you are scouring the news and you are a big XRP fan. But there is a death cross that's about to happen where the 100 daily SMA is going to cross, the 50 daily SMA is going to cross below the 200. Now, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know this shouldn't be that significant. If you guys go back in the history of death crosses, they're very inconsistent. Right here, this death cross back in December kind of marked a bottom before an XRP rally. We did have a death cross back here it was preceded by another decent drop back down to the 55 cent region. But, this one right here, that actually marked the bottom of July in 2021. My point here is that XRP is about to face a death cross. But if you're one of the people who likes to trade based off of signals, I heavily warn you, do not fall for the trap. Look for other indicators on XRP to dictate whether we're going to be moving to the upside or the downside. This morning, we're seeing the whole space kind of rally. We just saw XRP break through a level of resistance right here, and it does look like the oscillators are saying, similar to Cardano, we could have further to push to the upside. Don't fall for traps, everybody. Make sure you continue to take the whole story into your account. Look at the TA, look at the news, and trade accountably. Guys, that's all we have for you in this morning update. It's a little bit longer than normal, but we'll see you again this afternoon at 4 o'clock. With that said, you guys have a fantastic day. Smash the like, smash subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.